shots, get those picks, and just keep moving, keeping that momentum. And that's what's so important in Clam, having that momentum.
It is. Going on in first game of round 2. Flow State versus the Land Destroyers. Sai Sabi over on Land Destroyers. Land Destroyers is actually the team that is in the yellow. Flow State going to be over in the purpley blue. We've got Birch is on cooler support, but is playing NZAP here.
Oh, interesting.
We've got actually quite the comp over on Land Destroyers here. I believe it is Kraft is going to be the one on that sword that just got taken out. Sai Sabi is going to be the one on those Beluga dualies. Sai Sabi is very much a Beluga main here and can get a lot done with it, but this is going to be early advantage over for Flow State.
Once again, we're seeing that 30 seconds in and already having those points support another great team, just getting that momentum, getting in and already down for 56 points as that Dino is trying to hold his space, struggling just a little bit, and they do go down with Henlo with those plants, able to get more in, but does go down to the Belugas. We're going to try to get dropped in a few more points, but we are seeing that Flow State already down to 35 points in less than a minute, 32 now. Are able to find a little bit more picks, but they do go 2 down, which means this push is likely going to end now, as we see that basket is now closing.
Oh, Kraft trying to stay alive here, pushes away, gets a trade there onto Balloon. That is going to be 2 down now over on Flow State. There is an advantage here over for the Land Destroyers trying to get in. I also find it interesting seeing this third kit on that Dynamo. That is going to be those whales coming out right now. They're also clearing out those stacks areas. Kraft is so close to eating it right there, but managed to stay alive. It's going to start using the zip. Gets a pick off of that. Is Ken getting Henlo? No, Henlo is going to close it out. Gets a second splat to just end that push. That is going to be a one and done. A single power clam thrown in, nothing else.
Yeah, Henlo just moving in immediately, wasting no time, getting to the opponent's base and just keeping that momentum to move up. They are now just stuck in the middle for a little bit, but they do have those clams ready to start another push. 6 clams for that decaf, 7 for that slosher, and 2 on that ends. That means they have enough for power and that pity, which is going to mean a lot of clams to throw in when they are able to get this push in. We see some bombs out of the crap, but Henlo does go down to that whale, who goes down to the zap. Just quite a back and forth here, and as we see that clam does now go, looks like they missed, I think. It looked like it went in, but not quite. As we see Henlo trying to make it to the ball, is able to get it in this time, and finds another pick, but not before that Dynamo comes down from the skies.
Oh, but will get taken out by Birch there, and then as more clams coming in from Balloon. Balloon's gonna do the this way, call everybody in to get in. Riki gets a really nice flat there, has this top area just covered at this point. They're gonna try to jump that in. They don't have the time. It is, you know, we're still learning the changes to the speed for jumping in. Oh boy, these days, like, it is hard to get those pity clams to jump in. It just takes so long to complete your jump all the way across the map there.
You really just gotta have someone to go grab those clams and just stall it out so you can have enough time for that pity to come in. But we do see now Land Destroyers trying to move in, popping that crab to try to find some picks on the opponent's stack. Isn't able to find anyone just quite yet, but they do eventually get that slosher with those whales coming out now. It's gonna be now time for Land Destroyers to start moving up and try to get another push going as they find another, that Dynamo, just keeping some pressure up with, you know, its enormous hitbox, and with that buff recently to its splatting power. It's just, you know, a real force to be reckoned with now. They're trying to build a clam, but unfortunately does go down. Flow State doing their best to just keep this hold and not really letting them get back in.
Yeah, Flow State was able to do a good defense there, make sure that they didn't get taken out too much. That is the beauty of the teams at this level. I feel like their retakes are quite strong. They know not to feed in. They're able to use those resources and spacing very, very effectively. And speaking of resources, they already start using those now. Riki's going to use those strikes. They've got a pick. They've got the drinks out. Henlo poking in there. Is going to use the bubble to make sure people can get in. Balloon has the power clam at the ready. Doesn't even necessarily need to score it. But if they've got the clams ready, they can start going in. They haven't opened it yet. There they go. Balloon throws it in. Just one single clam.
Can they find it? Where are the clams? There they are, and they do get that knockout. Another knockout on clam. It's not something you see very often.
I know. These strong teams coming in and saying our best defense is a good offense. We're just going to keep holding the space and move in forward. That is how you play Barnacle. Honestly, retake on Barnacle is kind of annoying. You gotta commit to dropping.
You do, and it's always a rough commit, especially with weapons like Decap that can just come in and take you out in a one hit. It's a really scary experience. So sometimes having that Dynamo just, kind of sit above, throw those walls of ink down, trying to find those splats can be really nice. But unfortunately, they really weren't able to get those pushes in, which means that Flow State was able to keep moving, keep that momentum up, and just not really let go.
You could say they fell into a flow state.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Title drop. Team name drop.
Said the thing. They said the thing.
The commentator said the thing. They're going to be moving on to Hagglefish Market Tower Control. Birch might swap back to Snipe Rider. I don't know. Maybe Birch is going to be like, you know what, Balloon, you got this. You got this. You can be our anchor Rapid Blaster. I don't know.
It's definitely one of Pencil's best map, as you said before, with those open sight lines. You could just look at someone and they might just explode. So definitely be interesting to see if they decide to go, okay, it's my turn to be the back line. Mom said it's my turn on the back line. Or decide to keep up that aggression with the Tri-Slosher.
That would be fun. Yeah, I played NZAP that one time. Honestly, that was an aggressive NZAP.
Oh, yeah.
You can do, aggressive Tri-Nouveau NZAP. I think the NZAP actually worked quite well.
It did, yeah.
You can move very quickly. You can paint for your teammates and yourself really effectively. It's an aggressive one. It shoots well. It is not a little baby support. It came here to throw some hands. Going into our game 2. Woo! Looks like...
Cooler Dynamo.
Is that a cooler?
This time.
Yeah, the cooler Dynamo.
Shiny silver one.
All right. Birch is still on the NZAP 89 to provide some drinks to the rest of the team for Flow State.
So moving in already. Both teams trying to find some picks. We do see those Coolers go down to a bomb. 2 down now on the side of Land Destroyers, I believe. Still on that yellow side, you see Henlo on that tower with a bubble ready for the check. They do end up swiftling with Birch. Having that support on the tower is always nice. They can paint, get those points and have their front lines move in, as Henlo does now able to find the pick on 2 with a little bit of support from his team. As we see already through the first checkpoint and now onto the second one, which is probably the hardest one on this stage, as we see just sitting on the tower trying to get those points, and that bubble coming out is going to be really helpful, as they are now immediately through that second checkpoint. Now time for the third. They are able to get 1 pick on Flow State. 2 down now. Henlo going down. See those moves. 3 down now, as the last one does jump out, which means it's going to be a full reset, allowing Land Destroyers to move in and get the space that they need to start a push of their own.
Saisabi held those bats very effectively, and important to make sure that Flow State didn't just immediately clear all 3 checkpoints. That would have been disastrous for Land Destroyers. They're mounting their own defense now, their own offense now, and the tower is going to start moving through the neutral state at this point. Getting that pick onto Balloon is going to be really important, but JC is going to go down in return in a not quite neutral state, but Flow State now can hold this pretty well. They got down to 23. They can just, play patiently at this point.
Yeah, and patiently, it seems like they're going to do is they're getting those picks down, deciding to start moving again with that bubble coming up, but not before Henlo goes down to, which I assume is a bomb that Booyah coming up, but unfortunately does go down to probably, I don't even know what it was, but we see Flow State now back on that tower. Balloon now with that angle shooter, just trying to find some people, getting ready to clear those bats, which is super important. If you want to move forward, you need those bats cleared. And that Dynamo's been a problem for them. We see 1 now down, but that Dynamo does go down, which means it's going to be a little bit easier now for Flow State to keep moving in, as 3 are down, just those glues, and they go down as well. Another delayed wipe, which is these strikes coming out, and that pump as well. The bubble just helping them immediately already through the 3rd checkpoint. Are they able to prepare? They are! Less than 2 minutes into the game.
They flew through that.
Oh boy.
Checkpoint after checkpoint. It was not a 100-0, but it kind of felt like it.
It felt like it. It was like 100 to 50 to 0.
We had a detour.
Yeah, detour. You gotta go get some snacks,
We had a detour, get around some gridlocked traffic, and we're like, okay, now we're good to go. We're gonna full send at this point. I saw one of you guys wearing a Splatfest shirt.
Who was it?
Who wore that Splatfest shirt?
Who
I
was
saw
it?
that. I saw
Confess
that.
now.
Metro Inc. events take place most of the time overlapping with the Splatfest or a big run, some official event happening within Splatoon is like we're cursed every time. It's either you about your Splatfest shirt or you're missing out on a big salmon run event.
Oh boy. It's always rough. It's like, I personally quite enjoyed Turf War in this Splatfest, and I would have loved to play, but I'm here now, and I also love being here, so.
It's true, and like the vibes are pretty immaculate here, but wow, what a strong, dominant second game as well. Do you think Flow State's going to end this in a 3-0? We are going to the funny map.
Oh, the funny map. Oh, dear. It's hard to say because even if you're really strong, it's just a hard map to play on in general with that one singular choke point. Just it's so hard to break through, and we saw before with those Galugas, just able to hold those bats. They might be able to just get a wall up, and you can't move through. You're stuck. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah, and even, there are a lot of different resources you can throw at those choke points, both to push and defend. Then you got to get through that grate, and that is also the case in Clam Blitz, but when you're Rainmaker, the goal is beyond that.
Yeah, I gotta go up the ramp. The ramp's so small, it's like I'm gonna fall off if I look the wrong way.
Watch this happen now that I'm going to say it, but I would be surprised if we get a knockout.
It's, if you do get a knockout on this map, you have my respect because that is not easy to do. So.
It is so difficult. You are literally in the opponent's spawn, trying to get there, and it just takes so many resources to get through that choke point, through the grate, that you don't have any resources left.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see if, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the rabbits does have ink vac. If I am correct, we might see that come out from Balloon potentially. Just, to be able to get through that choke point that we keep talking about, it's just so, hard to move through. Just really one of the most difficult Rainmaker maps, I'd say.
It is.
Might be my vote for if you've seen on Blue Sky Falco Flyers map pool of the worst map. That would probably be my worst Rainmaker map.
Yeah, it's really up there. That is one. If I see it in rotation, I think, maybe I'll play Salmon Run.
Maybe I'll do something else.
I think Salmon Run's looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna do that instead. Oh my gosh. If you're Land Destroyers, you're going in. I think you're really praying on, okay, this is the funny map. This is a funny map.
We're the funny team.
We're the funny team. We have to make it happen on the funny map. We win any map. We're going to win on the Rainmaker Urchin. We're going to make it happen. But as I'm thinking back on the things they played, I don't know that they have any back weapons in their team comp that they could turn
I
to.
don't really think so unless the Dynamo decides they want to play Big Swig all of a sudden.
That would be interesting. As we'll find out in a second here. Nope, that is a Dynamo.
Does look like a crab stamper though, so they do have a Toxic Mist on their side.
Still a blaster. It's not a rapid. Balloon is there holding the vanilla blaster there with the bubble. We got a double bubble comp coming out from Flow State here.
Say that 3 times fast.
A double bubble. And then the only other change, we've got Land Destroyers, craft swapped kits for that stamper, like you said, that is going to be the crab.
Yes,
you
crab
would know
and
better
mist.
than I do, yes. So, mist, pretty nice. Pretty nice, but so far going back and forth, but this is going to shift into the advantage for Flow State. Birch is going to be the one to pick up that Rainmaker. It is not quite a clear path, but it is, might as well be clear with that bubble guarding the rest of the way. That might be a really nice pop. The question is, can they get through this choke point and through the grate?
You see that Dynamo already set up, just trying to hold this position. Now moving forward, you see that Flusher able to get the pick, just denying them that points to move forward, but does unfortunately go down to that blaster. It's going to make it a little bit harder for Land Destroyers to move in, but that Booyah Bomb coming out, trying to find some splats. Not able to find anyone just quite yet as that cooler does come out. It's time for Drink and that pop for Flow State to get into a flow state of their own and try to start moving up that sword, trying their best, but does go down. But the Rainmaker gets grabbed, just trying a little bit of a diversion to get them back, but those strikes are online and might be used soon to get through that choke point. If you do see them coming out, putting pressure was going to allow that Rainmaker to try and move forward, but not before those mists are coming out, just stopping them from getting through those grates.
Birch!
It's just
Birch is stuck!
Oh my god! But they are able to find the pick, and it's just the wipeout! The wipeout, they need to be able to just move forward, get past this choke point, already to the checkpoint, but they do go down to a bomb! So now it is going to be even harder to get through that. Toxic Mist already online, just saying, no, you're not allowed to come through here anymore.
Endless says, I am momentarily outies. We are down to single digits. I'm going to take this for now. We're going to start moving in. does get taken out in the end. That's 2 down for Flow State. This is likely to reset here. Land Destroyers just making sure to guard this, make sure it cannot get grabbed out from under their noses. Rainmaker back to its mid-neutral position.
It's going to be really difficult for Land Destroyers to try to get the lead. Now, we said before, that choke point is so hard to get through, especially with this double bubble. All these weapons, just having that AoE, that crab coming out, trying to find some picks, not able to find anyone just yet, and does go down to that blaster. 2 down now on this each side. Quite even right now. We see that Rhea Bomb coming out, is able to find a pick, and that Rainmaker running, but not knowing the blaster is behind them. Does not find anyone, but that Dynamo comes in from behind and says, hello, I'm here now.
Oh, and you know what? Land Destroyers did get that first checkpoint through, but again, we gotta make it through this choke point, through the grades. Looks like they are choosing aggression. They don't have a whole lot of resources at their disposal. Kraft is throwing bodies down though. Saizabi is the one carrying the Rainmaker. Doesn't have anybody else in front. That Dynamo is gonna at least, get down, Mr. President, and save them for now. But Saizabi's all alone, needs to run forward, but getting trapped in a corner. Managing to survive. Can they keep going? No! Only got down to 67, but that was a hype move to get to 67.
It follows me wherever I go. But we now see Flow State just ready to start getting this defense back going, having a very comfortable lead. They're really not too worried of getting points anymore, just really trying to find those picks to let Land Destroyers not really get any more points on that board. With only 1:30 left in this game, while time flies, we see those strikes coming out. Not really finding anyone just quite yet. We see 2 down now on Land Destroyers, 1 down now on Flow State. Just back and forth constantly as Bubbles moving up with that blaster, able to find the pick on that slosher. They are able to find that Stamper 3 now on the Dynamo as well, and choosing to jump out now at this point.
Doing blaster things of camping the ledges, making sure that even though you can't hug this, I sure can with my hitbox and start firing there, able to take out that Dynamo. Balloon is moving in, is going to get taken out here, but still 1 down for each team. But Land Destroyers, they have to gun this. They have to run it fast and far. And I think that's going to be really tough to say. They don't have a whole lot left to go.
They're going to have to get that Rainmaker out first as well, as it's still in the possession of Flow State. They're just really struggling to get that point in. We see the Rainmaker. I didn't quite get to see the timer, but they might blow before the time itself. I'm not quite sure yet, but 30 seconds left in this match, and Land Destroyers just struggling to get in to find these picks to be able to even get it themselves. But it looks like they are on a bit of a timer, and they will pop right before this ends. So it might give Land Destroyers time to move in, but that Dynamo unfortunately does go down, and Land Destroyers having those strikes on line is just going to make it so much harder for them. But
going back and forth here, making the run. Birch is going to explode with the Rainmaker at this point, but did put it on that other side here. We have only a couple seconds left to go. They need to grab it, but no! Flow State taking that in a 3-0.
Great job, and almost that knockout. We were so close, like right there, but that bomb was able to make that save, but unfortunately not enough for them to get that push of their own just quite, but a great fight put up. Really urgent Rainmaker, man.
Urchin Rainmaker moments here in New York City for Gridlock 2026. I don't know where else you would see it, but wow, I think that is how we see aggressive Rainmakers without an ink vac, I have to say.
Oh yeah.
Using bodies and some other specials to get through the choke
Get down,
points.
Mr. President.
Oh my gosh, what a run to go up all through the ramp and nearly just like start touching the Rainmaker pedestal.
It was right there, I can feel it.
That was gonna be a Herculean task for Land Destroyers to climb and surpass, so they got past that first checkpoint, weren't able to get it too much farther on, but still brought some really